Good morning, students. Welcome to SRBPS Virtual Classroom. I am Archana Jha, your teacher to teach you English. Today, we are going to continue our previous chapter, Figures of Speech. We have already done many, and now we are to complete that, right? And I know all of you are waiting for your classroom, so let's go to your classroom on board and then we'll do that. Okay? So, come with me. Yes, students, in figures of speech, we have done alliteration, repetition, metaphor, simile, euphemism, hyperbole, irony, and oxymoron. Now, today we will be learning about personification, pun, imagery, and synecdoche. So, let's start with personification. Personification. Now, personification itself clarifies that it is related with person. So, how it is? When non-living thing is treated as living thing. Okay. Now, just see, if suppose any kind of object is treated as a person and all its activities is like a human being, then that is called personification, right? Like we say that wind is howling, right? So that is personification. And the voice of the rain, that poem, completely the rain is personified and behaves like a human being. So this is the example of personification. Clear? Suppose I say that daffodils are dancing. So there, daffodils flower cannot dance, but we have treated it as a living being which can enjoy the weather and can dance there, right? So whenever such words are written, one example I am going to write just for the sake of explanation here, that my plants are begging for water, right? So we want to say that it requires water, but we treated plants as if they are the human being who can express them their feeling and can even ask for water also. That is personification. Clear? Now let's talk about pun. If I need to define it, I simply can say one word, more than one meaning. Right, that is pun. Let's take one example. If I say that a happy life depends on the liver, right? Now this liver word, you can see it's an organ also, organ of the body, on which definitely our health depends. Okay, and another word, it stands for the person who is living, right? The person who is living. So it depends, it's in the hand of the person who is living how happy his life might be. And same way, even our organ also makes it sure that whether we'll have a happy life or not, because healthy organ means healthy and happy life. So this way, this word has two meaning. And one more example we can have it just for the clarification. If I have been to the dentist many a times. So I know the drill. Yes. Now here again, this explanation, drill has two meaning. One is about the practice. here this practice, this activity was to be into dentist. Okay, and the another one is process of drilling, when we drill inside something there, so that is the process name, the action, right, action of drilling. And we all know that when we go to dentist, they drill there in the root of our tooth. So that is what is called here. So because he was regularly visiting his dentist, so he was aware of this practice, and because he was visiting over there, he had already experienced that drill also. So this way this drill has both the meaning, and see, two meanings are also applied there. Clear? Now next we'll talk about imagery. Clear? So imagery is a literary device which consists of descriptive language, and that gives a reader to imagine for a better imagination. It's related with image, you can say. Imagery is related with image. Image means something, some picture that you can picturize in your mind with the help of that description given in the words. And this picture is with the help of that words only. Words help you to do that. So that word is called imagery, right? Let's take one example. If I say, it was dark and dim forest. Clear? Now here, the moment we have given this description dark and dim, automatically a dark forest came in the mind. So this is how we create images. Now listen, few students gets confused with imagery with some other figures of speech. Because what is the reason behind that? This imagery actually uses some other aids. And that aids can be any metaphor. It can be any metaphor. It can be personification. Yes. It can be symbolism too. Simile also. And symbolism. Symbols you can write. So these are the things which is being used for the help of imagery, right? It with the help of them it creates images. Now let's take some example. I'll just take one example. We have just discussed about that daffodils are dancing. Okay, so now daffodils dancing image is created, but at the same time daffodils are personified also. So personification, if that is applied there, then only we'll call it. We can have a metaphor, use of metaphor also, and symbols also. Okay, but imagery is different. It creates, it's related with image in the mind there. It's related with the imagination, the picture part. Selector. Okay. If I'll define this thing, I can simply say whole as part and part as whole. Let's take example number 1. If I say count heads, we have used this thing in your Frog and Nightingale also. Now here counting head is referred to number of person there. You are to count number of person. So head represents person. Okay. Part represents whole. Now I am taking example. Suppose India won the match. Okay. Now here again this is India, but actually who won? Players. A particular group. So that is the part of India. So this is whole which represent this part. Clear? So that is called synecdoche. And so we many a time we say we use bread for the whole food. Having bread and butter is representing that whole food there. It's a part of food. And many a time we say that we hired hands. That is about again, it's about workers there, those who are hired, right? So we have completed our figures of speech. So you understood everything. Now all the figures of speech we have completed, which is going to be used in our text. So while reading text now, it will be easy for you to understand the things. So you have learned that how these figure of speech add flavor in our language. It reaches to the reader's imagination and makes the text very clear and beautiful, right? So we have learned. Let's recap our today's class. So we have learned today personification. We learned about pun, and then we learned about imagery, and we learned about synecdoche also, right? So I have just dropped your homework part also in your Dropbox, and you have to write the text and definition with example. Some of the text part I have shared with you in Dropbox. So write it in your notebook, read some more poem to enjoy the figures of speech used there. And now the beauty of the language is open to you, and you can easily explore the things. So rest of the things we will practice along with our text. Okay, so we have done our figures of speech. We are going to start our next class. Have a nice time. Thank you.